New Tool Day Tuesday, where I share with you unique or useful tools that I myself use that I think you might be interested in. This particular tool is made by HANBOOST. I did reach out to HANBOOST and they sent us this tool for you to review. What this tool is an ultrasonic cutter. This is the HANBOOST C1. It can vibrate these cutting blades at an extremely high frequency, pretty much making it melt through material. It's quite amazing. The tool itself is rather large. It's a little bit heavy, but considering what this tool is doing, I'm actually impressed they were able to fit it into a package this size and still make it battery operated. First off, what you're going to find in the box is the tool itself. It is sitting in a very nice case that magnetically closes. Once you close it, it just kind of clips in place and the magnets keep it closed. Also, what nests in this case is another case, that is this case here. You're going to find a couple different containers of new blades and a USB-C charging cable. All of these tools fold up into its own case, and that case also fits right here into the main case. You're also going to find a quick start guide. Now, looking at the bottom of the tool, there is a little cover here. When you pull that cover away, it's going to reveal the USB-C charging port. And there is also storage for an Allen wrench. This Allen wrench is what is required to change the blades on the tip of the tool. There's an LCD display that gives you information, like right now it's charging and it's only at 10%. There are 3 buttons. There's a power button, a light button, because there is a flashlight on the end of this tool so you can see what you're cutting. And then there is a settings button. On the end of the tool, you can see how that blade fits in, and you can see how that Allen wrench would tighten that down and put it into place. And the main handle of the tool is covered in a nice rubber soft grip, and I assume that's probably to help you out so that your hand doesn't vibrate as fast as that tip is going to vibrate, up to 40,000 hertz. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the unit on, and it does emit a very high-pitched hum. You may or not be able to pick that up in the camera, but I'm going to turn it on, and I am going to turn it to its highest power setting, and we're just going to play with it and see how well it cuts. So let's turn it on. Okay, we have 11% battery. It's on setting 2. To change that to a higher speed, we just press this button. Now it's on level 3, speed 3, power 3, whatever you want to call it. If I wanted to take it back down to 1, I just press it again. Let's go ahead and put it back on 3. Let's do some cuts and see how well it does. So let's go ahead and do our first test cut. I just have a standard pencil, and I'm just going to try to carve right down the side and see how hard it is to do. And I must say that is melting through like butter. I'm not putting pretty much any pressure on it at all. I'm just letting the weight of the tool do its own work. It's even starting to smoke. That's how fast it is vibrating. Let's go ahead and cut the end off here. We'll take a look at our cut and see what it looks like. And I must admit, that is really amazing. There was literally no effort to cut. All the vibrations did the cutting work for me. Let's go ahead and do that again. And again, I'm not going to give it any pressure. I'm just kind of letting the vibrations do the work for me. And that is absolutely amazing. I am not giving it any pressure at all. It just kind of slipped right through that cut and made no problems at all of it. How about we cut some plastic? This is actually PLA. This is off one of my 3D printers. Let's see if we can do a little trim work on it. And I'm not really doing anything. It's just kind of grazing right through there, and it just cut a little sliver without any problems at all. Let's do more of a controlled cut. This way I can put a little pressure on it. And it's just really just melting right through the plastic. It's actually doing an amazing job. Not putting a lot of pressure on it, but a little bit of pressure. And you can see it started to melt through it because that's what it's doing. It's vibrating at such a high RPM. It's just, in some cases, it will just melt right through it. Let's try a little piece of cardboard and see what it does. And that's amazing. It's just kind of melting on through it. I'm really not giving it a lot of pressure. It's just vibrating itself through the cardboard. Not much problems at all. You have to put a lot of force with a razor blade to cut through cardboard. It does do it, but not in this case. Let's take a look at it and see how clean that cut is. Yeah, it's doing a great job. We'll do one more final test. We'll use a piece of wood here. And again, I'm just going to kind of let it do its own work. Check that out. I am not pushing it hardly at all. It's just literally melting itself through the wood. Guess it's not really melting itself through the wood, but it's vibrating itself through the wood, and I'm not really doing much work at all. I'm going to turn it up here and cut that piece off. That is an incredibly clean cut. So what are my final thoughts of the HANBOOST C1 Sonic Cutter? Well, I tell you what, this is one of those tools that I really enjoyed reviewing because it does such a good job. I have seen this demonstrated before, but when you actually have it in your hand and you see how easy things are being cut and you're not putting any effort into it, well, it's really amazing. I can't wait to put this to good use, and I'm sure you'll see this in future videos. HANBOOST has seemed to polish this really well. Everything just works, and it works really well, and it feels very professional. They do give you a generous amount of blades. I also believe there's other blades available from their website. I think there's some ceramic blades that you can also purchase. But yeah, what an incredible tool to add to your collection. If you're a hobbyist or you do a lot of work or a lot of detail work, you're going to want one of these. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos. At the very least, you might be entertained.